You're welcome back to Breakfast Central. It's now time for the newspaper front pages, and joining us for today's analysis is public affairs analyst Sesan Okunade, looking very dapper and sharp on a Wednesday morning.
Kind of like,
Mr.
Sesan looks like someone who got a bit of the largesse.
Yes, maybe he's part of the technical advisory team for the Super Falcons.
Yes, maybe the economical advisory.
Exactly, the financial
advisor.
Yes,
remember also
financial and the economic advisory.
You know, when the success is out there, it must radiate all. So don't worry.
It's great to have you join us this morning.
Good morning. I'm glad to be here this morning.
Thank you.
So let's start with the front pages. Let's start with the Guardian newspaper. Front page of the Guardian newspaper, discos overbill 2 million customers, struggle with metering efficiency, commercial performance of discos as at May 2025. We also have NDLEA auctions drug traffickers' properties in Lagos, Kano, Ondo, and Ogun. Interesting development there. You're not just arresting them, you're auctioning their properties. Maybe this will send a warning to would-be drug traffickers. Mob lynchings police officer's son for beheading brother in Ondo State. That's terrible news there. And northern leaders criticize Tinubu's record as governor. Others rally in defense. As governors, others rally in defense. Yes, that's the word. Nigeria's economy to grow by 3.4% this year. IMF predicts, yes, or affirms, not predicts. They're saying yes, it should go by 3.4% this year. And I wonder what that will translate to ordinary Nigerians. Nigerians spent 1.3 trillion naira on PMS in June as Dangote markets is deep in competition. Mr. Dangote is even asking for the federal government to ban importation of few products. And current security architecture can't contain insecurity, says earlier. FG cautions as Ghanaian alleged ritual killings, prostitution against Nigerians. It seems Nigerians are not catching a break. The other day it was xenophobic South Africans that were saying we want Nigerians out there selling drugs. And now Ghanaians are saying Nigeria must go. It's no longer Ghana must go. So I wonder which stories we should kick off with.
Maybe we'll pick the one that is critical to every one of us, and that's talking about disco. Energy is critical. Power is strategic to the growth of every businesses and even households. And when you come with that headline saying you are overbilling them, this headline sends an interesting message to the consumers, and I want to believe that they are ready when the customers will now start reacting. A lot of us have said this, that remember last week when we were talking about Enugu Disco reducing, and one of the focal areas we concentrated on is before you consider the area of whether you want to reduce the tariff or not, I think it should be 100% metering of everyone. What this depicts is you will be able to have understanding of what you're actually consuming. Transparency, accountability will be the order of the day. And you'll be fair. So when you are coming, mostly, whether you're on postpaid, whether you're on prepaid, I'm sure you know it's not every it's not every meter that is prepaid. Some are postpaid, and what that does is to be doing the digital reading, which the disco can capture. You have your you have your part, that is your last reading, and your current reading have the difference, and you are being built on. So that there won't be any cause for you to be arguing. And that's why we have said that what the disco needs to critically address now is make available these meters as at when due to them. When that is done, these headlines now, it's going to give a very tough time to the disco.
Yes. And this overbilling, will there be any refund? Because I believe I'm part of those that have been overbilled.
Well, Benga, you still don't have meter in your house.
I have.
No, if you have meter, you can't be overbilled now.
In the what I'm paying.
No, even those who have meter are complaining that the way it runs.
No. That I would not support in any way.
So those who are in band A.
If you are in band A, if you are in band A, I can tell you for free that your people like Benga, we have like 5 to 6 AC, two in the living room, one in all the
when I'm not
bedrooms, one in the kitchen, one at the lobby. So practically, most people.
Are you with the Super Falcons?
I'm not a Super Falcon.
So you see, when people come with this assertion of saying that a meter is run very fast, the first thing I ask them to do is invite the disco to come and have a test of such meter on your own. Try to monitor your consumption by switching off your appliances intermittently. Okay, today I'm making use of 5 ACs. Tomorrow, let's remove 1, let's remove 2, and let's observe what the consumption will look like. You see, practically everybody, I inclusive in Band A, complain of, it's not overbilling, it's our consumption. And a lot of people are actually...
Can you decide to say you want to be unbanded? Like that Band-Aid money is too much. And I'm not at home 24/7. So
if you're not at home, you shouldn't be consumed now. Switch off now.
But my fridge has to.
That's just 1 out of 7.
So you're one of those. The minister talked about that Nigerians act like they don't know what they are. Remember when the minister said that you just put on your fridge and leave it. Don't you know that when you go abroad, you act differently?
You see, well, for me, that I will always tell that Mr. Minister at that point in time, did not said what I feel should be right. You have the right to do what you're doing. It's a matter. There are times people will switch off those things for a few hours to say, okay, let me conserve my energy. I know before now.
You can't switch off your fridge. Your vegetables will spoil, meat, perishable goods.
Because you don't know when the light will go.
For Band A. For Band A, Joe, I will not subscribe to that. You can predict when your supply will go.
True.
You can predict when your supply will go.
I don't mean your supply. I mean when power out.
Yeah, that's power outage.
And when it goes.
If it goes, you can be guaranteed that within 1 2 hours, and you allude to this. A lot of people on Band A, except for few. I'm not speaking on behalf of Disco, but I know a lot of people on Band A.
You're right.
I'm on Band A, and
except
I know
there's a general
problem. Maybe system collapse, and they are trying to struggle on it. But when you're on Band A, at least you can predict that when they take off your light, maybe within 1 2 hours, you definitely. So I feel that they should allude to this fact, open up the system. A lot of us have come to, because it's a system, system where I operate, that the disco can at this point go the route of franchising this particular project in the hands of people to manage, maybe feeder by this metering of a thing.
Okay.
Go to the aspect of saying, okay, this transformer for us at the disco level, we will be billing the transformer. Then I want to give the contract to Joe to make sure that you oversee the activities of what goes on this transformer. You meter them 100%, do the collection on our behalf, and possibly you just pay certain commission. So you take yourself, relieve yourself of that particular burden of pursuing. So you give that business to an individual that can make that contribution, and you pay commission to them.
Have you heard talks of recapitalization of these discos, that they might even sell some of the discos to
about 11 of them? That was the papers of
no, we have 11. We have 11.
They're looking to sell.
Because a lot of them that are rushed into this, I would say that they did not have a deep study of what they were actually buying at that point in time. And if you ask me, a lot of them thought that there was money in the power sector, but coming in, they discovered that it's trickles that makes mighty ocean. And they are now struggling in the
sometimes
they are not actually doing what they are doing.
Sometimes they get beaten from Air Force and police too.
Of course, now because there are no
army.
when they refuse to give them supply. And that area I always actually want to flood away, because everyone is equal before the law. You consume the electricity and you're expected to pay. What happens that if someone like us go to the police station and you are not doing what is needful, will a policeman just overlook what you're doing? So everybody is important under their beat. When they provide supply to you, if you don't need it, then don't have access to it. But when they give access to it, and I want to give kudos to some of these police barracks. A lot of them are reorientating their mind. I have some of them that have actually engaged, for submetering. The disco don't build them individually. They build their transformer. They look at their whole asset and build it. A lot of them have invested into submetering. So they now metered all the residents, the people that are doing commercial activity, and you must pay.
A lot of them do.
They must pay. They must pay for what they are now consuming. And you know what actually happened? Their consumption drops. And they are able to account for what they are actually paying to the disco. And you will see majority of them, I know of more than 4 or 5 barracks that I provide such service to. And these days, there are no argument between them and the disco, because by the time you pay on that thing, a lot of people now refuse to make use of their AC. They've gone to go and buy energy saving fan that they can make.
I'm one of them.
You are one of them. So those are areas I feel that they need to do on this area of metering.
Let's move on to another story right now. There's this one front page there. It says, 210 trillion naira audit gap. I needed time to get it right. NNPC boss tells Senate. He's been invited multiple times and without showing up, and now he says he needed time. Where is that money? That's the question the Senate was asking, where the money is.
And how long does it take? And this is your professional field.
Yes, that's why I said let's go there.
First and foremost, when the NNPC boss is coming to tell us this, who are the auditors? Who are actually the people that are actually, because for him is to actually approve, nothing precisely to defend. There are audit team that are responsible, both internal auditor and external auditor, that are supposed to have an overview. I'm sure you know in an organization, the MD don't just approve. There are certain criteria for approval, and there are other people that countersign with him. So when you come with this kind of headline to say you need some time, these are things that is expected of you annually. You know, when you prepare audit, it's an annual audit that is expected to present the position to the board or the stakeholders. As far as we are concerned, Nigerians are stakeholders. Remember that, was it during the Buhari regime, we celebrated NNPC providing us with audit report after several years of not having that. That's what we are saying again. What time are you waiting for? Statutorily, audit is supposed to be presented at the end of every fiscal year to the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? Nigerians, government, all those that have one stake or the other. So when he's asking for time, I ask myself, if by the virtue of what we have, when you carry out for every organization that has their financial year as at December, by now you're already flouting the law because you're supposed to present that within the first 6 months of the successive year. That is not actually happening. You're asking for more time until we start picking people.
He might claim that, I mean, he just got into that position.
Then who are the people? He just got into the position, but there are people that in that particularly,
has been
he as an individual just came into the office, but there are other staff that their statutory work is to carry that out. How much of queries have we heard that they've engaged them? I will not buy into this.
He's also saying that we didn't say money is missing or stolen. So maybe
you see, when it comes
sensationalizing this,
media is not actually saying. You see, when you don't have
well,
the
he's
correct
saying that
when audit is being carried out, nobody is accusing anyone of stealing.
Okay.
That's the truth. We are not saying that anybody has stolen the money or they've diverted it. It's for you to give account. In account, there is nothing like creating something. In account must balance. It's to tell you that for every debit entry, there must be corresponding credit. That's what we were taught. Account must balance.
There's no
There is nothing to say, I approve this. If you are given the debit note for that, there must be a corresponding leg. You don't leave it hanging. And that's why we'll tell you that account is one of the simplest things that anybody, you buy this commodity this period, you sell it at this period, you're able to create what your margin look like. So it's either somebody is not doing what he's supposed to do, which I believe there must be consequence to it. If you do what is expected of, how many corporate organizations, let's take for example this your organization, will tell their stakeholder that they can't produce their audited account at the end of the year, and you want a buy-in into what they will be doing. We must take things with all seriousness. It's an annual thing that must be done. Nobody is accusing that they've diverted any fund or misappropriated any fund. But what is statutory must be statutory. Every audit must be carried out and submitted to the stakeholder within the stipulated time.
Okay, let's move to another newspaper, the Nigerian Tribune. North should wait till 2031, says the SGF, former governor of Benue State, George Akume. And the writer says, not getting deserved attention under Tinubu's government, says the Arawa Consultative Forum. And Tinubu has kept his promises, says Northern Governors Forum. So you have blocks in the north saying that
the north is divided.
Exactly. Thank you for coming in there. The north seems to be divided. IMF raises Nigeria's 2025 growth forecast to 3.4%. That means global optimism. This is another reason why the government will say, look, our reforms have come to fore, it's bearing fruit. I want to know if you're excited about these growth figures and what it will mean to ordinary Nigerians. And also there's this, Tinubu's wife visits Benue State, donates 1 billion naira to victims of herder farmer attacks. Yes, good one there from the First Lady of Nigeria. And ADC will not condone
let's take one story.
Anti-party activities and discipline, says
I can see Mr. Sesan shaking his head in one of the headlines. So, let's take that story, Benga. The giving of cash to.
I mean, I had to check the date again to see is it Christmas? Because this week alone,
what is going
NYSC honorees, Falcons, and now 1 billion naira to victims.
What's your take on this? I mean, you deal with numbers. What's your take
on
the timing?
This alludes to the fact that as a country, we are not in lack. We only choose to do what we feel we want to do at a specific time. 1 billion naira to the farmer herder clash from a single entity. I asked myself this question. What value? As a matter of fact, do you know the way when a politician is on the road trying to dish out money? When he sprinkles ordinary 200,000 in the air for people to catch, you see the weight stampede happen.
Yes.
I'm asking how we are going to disburse this 1 billion. Because to me, with the Nigeria of today, it's just an avenue for some people to be enriched.
No, there's NEMA and then there's the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, which they can interface
with. The same Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs that we have indicted severally that led to the suspension of one minister. Benga, let's say what is real. My position on this thing is rather than actually giving this dough out every now and then, can we address the fundamental issue? Can we look at these funds actually being provided, maybe for the herders, provide ranching for them where they can carry out their business? Because a lot of us too have said that this idea of government providing ranching and all the like is a business like what you are doing in this organization. You should be able to have that investment. If you're asking for government support, fine, but for a specific period of time, not a continuous thing that all the time all we just want to do is to dish out. If you're into the business of ranching, into the herdsmen business, all you need to do is, how much will it cost me? A lot of politicians are in this business, and they are doing it the way they are supposed to do it. What happened to other people that they have to be moving cows on the road, causing traffic, and we feel is the norm?
So we need sustainable solutions.
So for me, rather than dishing out all these, today 1 billion, tomorrow 500 million to specific. So if there's another headman and with this, do you know what I'm just thinking within my mind? You are creating opportunity for people to create mayhem because they know that they will get the attention of the government. And that's why I feel I'm not in support of always donating.
Is it that, I mean, just this week, Green Guys highlighted, just this week as well, we talked about it at the start of this show, over 4 billion, 4+ billion in terms of money has been spent. One of the papers carried it yesterday, but let's break it down. The Super Falcons received some money this weekend. NYSC as well. You have Benue. And bear in mind, the same Benue State Governor, Governor Alia, also mentioned in one of the papers that the current security architecture won't work.
Exactly. So, and you are giving money.
But you've collected money. You see the problem now. You see you see where would they go now.
Person
right?
chop money, say the thing
no go work.
Why can't you refuse the money and say please keep the money?
The money is not given to the government. It's for the victims.
Yeah,
through which
channel?
medium are you
it
going
will
to
be funneled through the government. So
it's through the government.
You know sometimes even we on this job we get a bit. It's as if maybe let me switch to maybe we'll not go school or we don't understand what's really going on. There seems to be some form of a counter in terms of what the stories are and the reality. So we're trying to shift the reality now. Now, you made a very salient point, which I'm also going to take up. You said the problem is not that the country lacks.
Yeah.
But it's just when the country chooses to do it or to carry out the actions it ought to have carried. But looking at this now, another key point you've raised now is the fact that we're not giving room to mayhem, because somebody who has seen that they've granted the governor money. Okay now, let's also destroy.
My own share.
Yes.
And create an unrest. And that's why we said even this insecurity we are talking about, it's because, one, there are no consequences for those that are actually perpetrating those ills. What they've seen is that when you carry out such acts, government come out after a while and said, I'm submitting my harms. You are forgiven. And taxpayer money are used to reintegrate you back into the system. What are you saying? Go ahead and commit those things. If what you get for those acts of yours is deaths by hanging or even by the gun that you have used in killing people, people will not continue to get into that kind of a thing. And a lot of other, and they said, no, that shouldn't be, it's democracy, is this. And the people that they've actually displaced are still in IDP. The military men that have actually, lost their life, their colleagues are watching that. These are people that we actually captured and we can see are carrying out this act. They are still threats to them. And that's why for me, I keep saying that, can we do things? I've actually advocated to continue to say that state policing for me is the way to go. I don't want to hold the federal government, responsible for what happened in Benue, what happened in Oyo, what happened in the southeast. Let the governor, who we consider as the CSO, be held responsible. When you give them so much money, I actually ventured into them. And I'm not marketing anybody. I think I can say for Lagos, we seem to have a good template. Don't forget we have RRS working. We have neighborhood watch. They don't carry out. If the regular police are unable to sustain what is actually happening somewhere, the RRS mobilize. And they are all everywhere. You need to go, at times, some of us, you move at night, and you see police at some strategic position, trying to see what is actually happening. And that's why we said governors must take responsibility, as against everybody waiting to say, we are waiting for instruction from Abuja on what we need to do. By the time you take responsibility, the governor is able to empower the local government chairman. And when you fail in your local government, what that depicts is that all of us will leave your local government and look for a better sale, where we can have, because every secured environment is a prosperous environment. When people ask, why are people traveling and coming to Lagos? Go to Bega and see the influx of people that come to Lagos on daily basis. It's because there is peace. Everybody goes about their businesses the way it should be. Same should be obtainable for all other governors. When you make your place habitable, that you minimize the attack on citizens on that place. Who says that we cannot relocate to Oyo State? Who says we can't go to Kwara? Who says that I can't go to the East and set up business? Because I will know I'll be very closer to the raw materials that I intend to use for my own business. So I am still of the opinion that we must decentralize this issue of our security architecture. All the state governors accountable for the failures in their state. It might get to the level that when your state is becoming ungovernable, we'll scrap your state and you may remain irrelevant. Everybody would have migrated to a place where they can contribute to the bottom line, and you cease to be a governor to exist.
An economic overload. You want to put it that way, that's the new term we'll be dealing with.
No, if you are bringing more businesses to my state, you are contributing to the bottom line, and you are allowing the other one.
Still talking numbers, IMF raises Nigeria's 2025 growth forecast to 3.4% amid global optimism. This is the same IMF. Are they really our friends, so they're really, I don't know.
Yeah, well, for the work that they are doing, they must, you see, they said they forecast. Forecast is not reality. Forecast in street language, they say person they predict. It go be. Nobody say
it will happen.
It go be. Now, this is what they are saying is amidst global optimism. That is looking at all things being equal with the global things that we have. Nigerians should have this. Well, on my part, we want to see how this worked out, not only on paper, but where we can see that staple foods maybe before the end of this year, we'll hear the announcement that when we'll be marking Christmas, that a bag of rice is about 30-something thousand as against the 70, 80 that we have it now. A crate of egg would have reduced from 6,500 to about maybe 1,800 or 2,000 naira. Fuel reducing from about 800 to. That is when a common man on the street
will understand.
In fact, if we can feel that, Baba needs not to campaign for 2027. I can tell you that even the street man will tell you, what, Benga, what else do you want? This man, he came in, he took this thing to 2,000. Foreign exchange is about 700 or 600. Fuel is about 300. The food that we cannot afford, we are eating in plenty. You don't need any other, campaign. In fact, what other campaign do you need for re-election? But if those things are not, all this drama, you see, on paper, we have some of these things working perfectly well. Sincerely speaking, when you put those, and that's why most of the time I tell people that my own analysis is not what we have on paper, it's the reality on ground. Yeah. Because when you go out there, a lot of people are still begging. Businesses are struggling to survive because of the operating cost. Reality must actually, let's start feeling the impulse of some of this relief in such a way that a small, medium enterprise can grow its business. If he has one shop, if indeed we are having relief, he can, within the next 6-8 months, be able to grow that business and have another shop. What that implies is that you'll be able to recruit more people as staff to work with him. If those things are not happening, and let me borrow one of the headlines that have been garnered from the Ghanaian that our National Assembly are reacting to. Years back, it was Ghana must go. See what is happening in Ghana. Nigeria must go.
Nigeria must go.
It's a wake-up call for us, whichever way we want to look at it. If this country is good, we are not saying that people cannot travel. A lot of people that are leaving the shore of this country looks out there to feel that there are better opportunity of doing what we are not doing right in this country in that part, and they are not finding it there. But it's difficult for them to even come back because one basic thing is there. If you ask every of my friends that, why are you say, Sesan, I don't know how you are coping. No, this is your level of insecurity. I said, how many times have you heard that they attacked the rest of us? It's happening. But at least you should be able to know how you do your movement. If we can address security, a lot of people want to come back home, not with what is even happening in the developed clime. People are not finding it interesting. A lot of people from US are actually crying.
Of course.
They feel that we can get it better in this country and they can return home to where they call their own country and get things right. So all this prediction by IMF is good. We want reality.
All right. All right. Well, let's go to our next paper, The Nation, because we've got less than 7 minutes or 6 to touch on some of the stories. Respond to AG's queries on 210 trillion naira cash. Senate tells NNPCL. We didn't say money missing, or anyway, it's a bit too squeezed right
stolen.
there.
We've touched on that one.
Yeah, we've touched on that. Let's look at FIRS, halts tax exemption to firms, NGOs in FTZs. Patients discharged as nurses join doctor strike in Lagos. Let's talk about the strike. We just had the
national vice president of NMA
leave here, and he's talking about how critical it is. Everyone is also having what they call, what I did mention in the morning, like as humans, they're feeling it, whereby you could see the president splurge cash on the Super Falcons, NYSC, and so on. But the critical institutions that hold the country together, which is the teachers, school, doctors, medical, and so on, are currently looking to go on strike. What's your take on this?
Joe, it's actually disappointing the way some of our leaders handled these two critical issues that I always made mention of anytime I have time to speak. If you ask every 98% of the people currently in government enjoyed the largesse of free education provided by the likes of Awolowo, Jakonde in some state and some other area. Primary health care center that was provided by the government. You ask yourself, where are they today? See, I'm on national TV. The doctors will go on strike. The government, as far as I'm concerned, when you look at their body language, are they patronizing some of these doctors? I look at one of these skits online where a particular comedian did a skit where a politician visited India. And
oh yes,
Kevin Black.
Kevin
Black comedy.
Comedy, and he's like
went to India.
He's the Nigerian that will actually take care of him there. So because of frustration, the guy went there, was able to build up something for himself, and the politician is coming in and he says, "Sir, I can't take care of you. You frustrated me out of it in the country. Now here you are. You want me? No, go back to Nigeria and get things done." And the guy looked at his right. He saw another legislator. He said, "Please, I don't know you. Don't mention." I didn't tell him I'm actually a senator. The other one said, I'm an Indian. He said, and I'm like, it looks funny, but that's the truth. And if care is not taken, a lot of our people that are actually living the shore of this country are striving, because Nigerians are resilient in things that they are doing. We are very dogged in things that we're doing, building something for themselves where they are going. And most of the time when they even travel, these are the same black. It is not whites that actually take care of them. The same black, because of the system that works there. I hope it won't get to that level when they will travel out and you see the person to take care of you will tell you, "I'm sorry, we can't do this for you. Maybe you go back to the country where you are coming from and fix things that you're supposed to fix." A lot of, we know the brain drain in the medical world. Now the few that are actually staying, how much attention are you paying to them to make sure nurses are joining today? So you have one way or the other collapsed the health sector in such a way that every day there must be emergency. It's not a cause, it's something that must happen because accident is inevitable. So no nurse to actually take care of anyone, no doctor to pay attention to it, and we, one way or the other, be increasing the death rate that we have here. That's another way of just sending people to early grave. I feel that government should look at ways to pay attention to what matters. We appreciate the fact that they gave a lot to the Falcons for what they've done. You know, a friend was telling me yesterday that the Mr. President's contribution to Falcon is like the statement he offered, subsidy is gone. You know, you would have offered a statement and asked back. I'm sure if it's back to like have a recalculation and say,
his SSA said that it is like Big Brother Nigeria.
Exactly.
Okay. He made that's what he said. I don't know if you saw that post. He said, how can you, he was indirectly,
why are we complaining?
Why are we complaining that after all, Big Brother Nigeria is about to give the winner 150 million?
And that's the comparison that we are having, and our education system.
I don't know if you have a take on that.
Yesterday, I actually supported the fact that what was given to the kids, they merit it, they worked for it. Joe, I can tell you that if you are Benga, it's something exceptional, and MD is quite happy. There are times they don't look back. Say, oh, guy, you deliver this. Just credit your accounts, bam. That's kind of reaction because it's overjoyous.
Yes.
Of that particular
spontaneous reaction.
Spontaneous reaction. So, but the basis of him comparing it to Big Brother Africa, I've asked that Egbon is elderly. His reaction to issues at times are quite interesting, sincerely speaking. So how much attention are you paying to mathematics competition? A lady went for a competition that I saw online and won that mathematical competition. I saw it. The lady was just dishing out results as if he's a calculator himself. Nobody is giving recognition to those things. You are making comparison of Big Brother Africa that a lot of people have criticized.
Besides, it's even corporate.
It's even a
corporate. It's a private firm.
So
and it goes to one winner.
Goes to one.
And we are not talking of so many. So that's why at times the way we react to issues actually generate, because it's making me feel bad supporting Mr. President doling out money. Because yesterday, I said it with all boldness, say this lady deserves it. They worked for it. They actually made everyone happy. And when you are happy, have you gone to a party where you are happy and the musician is hailing you? You will change the money that you have on this side and convert it to the other side.
But in this economy, as you are removing it, you are putting small back.
Yes. When the guy hammer you to this thing,
let's not forget that the current doctor-to-patient ratio in Nigeria is 1 to 10,000.
1 to 10,000.
A lot of our doctors have left. And if we're not careful, and if the NMA goes on with this strike, we might have a situation where we are being treated by SNYs and native doctors.
Anyway, if it is SNY and native doctor, it's better. We resort to what we know how to do best. We go to the church and start praying.
Nothing will happen there.
Thank you so much for being part of our show, Mr. Sesan Okunade.
Thank you so much.
Always happy to see you here. I wish we could have you every day, but it's not possible. You have to attend to other business.
That's the same thing you said to the other guest yesterday.
Let me not lie to you, and the day before yesterday. Yeah, you are doing well. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And hopefully, Olive makes a debut and return.
She's back
tomorrow as well.
Today's my birthday. Join me for the birthday celebration. Shut down. But I won't give you the venue.
Yeah. We'll identify the venue.
The economy is not fair. Be careful. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.